Wallahi, this is exactly what I would do if I was to make £10,000 again. You take everything away from me and I needed to make the money. This is exactly what I would do. I'm going to show you exactly in this one video so you don't have to go anywhere else. Now, hopefully you can take gems from this video. Listen, I'm trying to give you as much benefit as possible. Let's get right into it and just cut the fluff. Now, do me a favor, get the pen out, get the pencils out, take notes because I'm trying to give you as much information as I can in this one video. So the first thing I did is search 15 most profitable skills to learn in the UK. Now, why am I doing that? Because I'm seeing what is in demand. What do companies want? What is the one thing that you guys can learn right now, which, hopefully would be beneficial for you in the future. So a lot of skills come up: data analysis, generative AI, other stuff, software development. Now, I'm going to tell you something that I did in particular. It's important for you to factor this in. I am not looking at skills right now that can be outsourced to a different country. So if a country like India, Pakistan, South Africa, or something like that, if someone there can do this skill set, I'm not interested. Okay. So we keep going down, and we see web development. Again, it is something that can be done from other places. Project manager. Now that did pique my interest because I was like, right, well, project managers need to be in the UK. They're going to get paid a decent salary. And that is the other thing that I'm looking at. Salaries that they can get paid, right? Account managers. Anyway, there's loads here. The point here is I want you to do research on things that are in demand or will be in demand. And it's not just this website. Go on any website and, you get the idea. Now, trade skills, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, these things are quite interesting. A lot of companies do actually want people like this. Oh, look at that. Recruitment consultants, senior consultants, principal, recruitment managers, directors. Gives you an idea actually how big that space is in the UK as well. That, a lot of people do believe this is the future. By the way, this is the first website that came up. I didn't rig this at all. You probably can search this yourself and it will come up. Now, what I did then is I looked into project managers and I looked at certain skill sets like the trade in terms of construction, and I came to mechanical engineers. After I looked at mechanical engineers, it came to my mind, right, well, mechanical engineers are in demand. Let's look at that. After that, I went, well, let's look at mechanical design engineers. I went on a website and I put in mechanical design engineers. This is a website. Recruiters use this a lot, and it's called Recruiting. You can have a look at it yourself. Recruiting. Now, I did a search. I did mechanical design engineers in Bristol, education, all candidates, current employer. This is quite important, and I want you to remember that it says current employer here. I will tell you after why this is relevant. And by the way, you can genuinely make a lot of money as long as you watch this video and understand this model and concept. So you go, you do the search. Let's just open this up into Google. And you get a lot of candidates that come up. Now, these candidates, some of them I opened up in other parts because I wanted to save time. So as you can see, there are candidates here who worked as mechanical design engineers for different companies. Different candidates come up. These candidates, you will do the search on that website. Then it will generate a link for you. And via that link, you can do a search and these people come up on LinkedIn. What you're then going to do is connect with those guys, right? So you're going to connect with these people and say, well, look, I wanted to see if you're looking for a new role. By the way, this is exactly what I would do. I'm telling you day to day. You take everything away from me. Day one, this is exactly what I'm doing. So just copy me. Like this is it. And it will all make sense. It will all make sense as long as you just take this information in, take this video in. Listen, any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm sure we all have questions. I get it. I might not be able to cover everything. In fact, it's impossible for me to cover everything, but I'm trying to give you as much information as I can. So what you're going to do is go on different candidates, search mechanical design engineers. Now, I've just opened up 3 profiles. I will connect with them. I will speak to them and I will find out who is looking for a new job. Okay. I will find out and have a conversation and see whether they will be interested if I can get a new opportunity for them. This is important now. How much does a mechanical design engineer get paid? You can go on Indeed and you get a rough idea of £45,000 to £50,000 is roughly what a mechanical design engineer will get paid. Now, this is the key part. Once you do have a mechanical design engineer who is interested in a new role, what you're then going to do is find a company that would need that person's skill set. There are so many variables, and just to give you an idea, when you're having conversations with these mechanical design engineers or any person, obviously do your own research and come up with a skill that you think that might be in demand. What I would then do is speak to that candidate or that person. It's important at this point not to just speak to the first person who says yes and the first person who says, I am interested in a new role. There are things that you need to factor in, such as, is this person actually going to move if you get the right opportunity for them? How urgently are they actually looking for a new job? What are the things that really matter? Is it just money or are there other things? And we're always taught, by the way, it's very important you understand this. When I say to you, what are you looking for in your new job? You're going to tell me money, right? But there are other things like, do you want more holidays? Do you want your manager to be a nicer person? Do you want your team to be better? Do you want to work from home 1 day a week or 2 days a week? There are so many other variables that you have to ask, and you need to make sure you need to know all the questions. Because if you don't, by the way, do you know what's going to happen? You'll have a conversation with the person and the person will say, yeah, I'm interested in a new job. You put that person forward, you're thinking, yeah, I'm going to make a lot of money. And guess what happens? That person doesn't get the job because they weren't even that eager in moving. So you need to make sure you ask the right questions, figuring out, is this person going to take this new job if I get them the new job? Now, how are you going to make money, and how much money are you going to make? I will explain all of that. Bear with me, right? I'm just asking for 15 minutes of your time. I don't even know how long this video would be, but I'm saying 15 minutes, right? So what you're then going to do is, let's say this person is in Bristol. Okay, a mechanical design engineer is in Bristol. You're going to then go online and find companies that would need mechanical design engineers. Now, there's loads of ways. You can use Google Maps, you can use Apollo, you can use AI systems where you can generate leads of companies that need these sort of people. Now, the one mistake, please do not make this mistake of going on Indeed and looking for companies that are currently looking for mechanical design engineers. Now, a lot of people make this mistake because they think they know what they're doing. This is why you do need the experience. You do need the education. This is why you need someone to point you in the right direction. If you don't, you will never make money. That's the truth of it. I'll tell you why it's not the right way to do things. When you get in touch with companies that are already advertising for mechanical design engineers on Indeed, well, what happens is they are 3 weeks or 1 month or 6 weeks into the process, and you're getting in touch with companies. They already have CVs. They've already arranged interviews. You're just too late, right? If you understand business, you will understand one very, very easy thing. And that is a HR director or a director will have a conversation with the talent acquisition team or the directors. There will be internal conversations that will happen way before they put a job description out. If they put a job description out online, that means they've had conversations internally for 3 or 4 weeks. You need to have conversations with companies in that 3 or 4 week period, not when the job becomes a job advert. If it's become a job advert, the likelihood is they've been looking for a while, they can't find the right person, it's out with 2-3 other agencies, and it's fine for you to work that job, but it shouldn't be your priority. And that is key here, right? It shouldn't be your priority. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to get in touch with companies that would hire a mechanical design engineer. If you saw on my previous screen when I was looking at the candidates, there were 3 people, and all 3 people have worked for different companies. Guess what? As mechanical design engineers. So what you can do is go on LinkedIn and find companies where they use mechanical design engineers in a certain area like Bristol. Make a list of those companies that use these sort of people. Call them, email them, add the HR managers up on LinkedIn. There's tons and tons of ways how you can do business development. And what I will say to you is this: if the skill is in high demand, like we went for a skill that is in high demand right in the beginning, right? So if a skill is in high demand and if it's needed, then it shows to you that if you call companies with the right person, they will be interested. I know you're going to be thinking that no way anyone's going to work with me, but you know why? This model is completely different. Do you know why it's completely different? Because when you go to the company with the right person, when you go to them with a person who has the right skill set, they don't care about you or your company or anything like that. They care about the product. The product is the person. And if the person is good, they will entertain the conversation. It's as simple as that. So let's say now you get in touch with 50 companies and 3 of them say, yes, you know what? We are actually looking for someone. 3 of those companies will say, we need someone. You will get in touch with them. You will speak to your candidates the LinkedIn way that I just showed you. And then you will put that candidate forward. Now, let me be very, very honest with you. it is a lot of hard work, a lot of time. You know, you need to make calls, you need to send emails, you need to send messages on LinkedIn. Can you not make calls and only send emails and do LinkedIn messages? Of course, yes. You will still pick up companies and businesses will still be interested. But listen, man, it's like this. The more you do, the higher chance you have of having a successful business. And that is the whole point here. This is exactly what I would do. Now, how much money would you make? Well, if that mechanical design engineer gets the job at £50,000 a year, you would charge, as an agency, as a consultancy, you would charge 15%. And so making you £7,500. That is one company, one placement, £7,500. The idea then would be that one company becomes a client of yours for the next few years, and they give you jobs, you know, to work every 2-3 months. Of course, there's an art to this. Of course, there's tons of things to this that you have to know. Look, job boards is a way to get candidates. LinkedIn is a way to get candidates. Referrals is a way to get candidates. There's now automations that you could do in place to get candidates. In terms of business development, you need to do LinkedIn, LinkedIn DMs. You need to do automations. You know, I mean, I would say even social media is very, very powerful. You know, just LinkedIn itself, I went from 2,000 followers to 20,000 followers in the last year. And at the back of that, I've managed to get 3 or 4 clients, paying clients on just my recruitment company, right? So that is that. You know, send emails, do your calls, do everything you can. You can put the right person in place and make £7,500. And if you do that 2,000 or 3,000 times a month, you're making more than £10,000 a month. And the salary is higher. It's definitely very possible. Now, if you're interested in this business model, it is something that we teach. It's something I started when I was 25 years old, 7 years ago now. Actually, it's coming up to 8 years. From my living room with £1,000 in my bank account, though I only spent about £300 off that. So it is a business model. You could start with a low investment. Now, leave your details in the link in the bio. We're not taking a lot of people. In fact, we have to make sure whether you're relevant or not. If you're not relevant, unfortunately, we don't open up the program to you anymore. It's completely changed. So if you're interested in learning recruitment, leave your details in the link below. Any questions, let me know. Like the video, share with your family and friends. Listen, we're going to make tons of video, inshallah, to benefit you guys as much as possible.